Hello kids,
Hello.
we're back again.
We're back again.
And we're reading.
What are we reading?
I just come in.
What are you doing? What are we reading?
We're reading Mr. Fat.
Mr. Fat?
Yeah.
Mr. Fat?
Look.
Mr. Greedy. Oh,
Greedy.
didn't want to do that.
Go.
Just not at the moment, didn't I? Oh no, what are we doing? Sorry about this, guys. Oh dear. What am I doing?
But they started the pics.
Mr. Greedy.
And he did her bed and she flew off the bed.
Right. You're going to read it then.
And one drip
One drip?
comes in a bath.
One drip in the bath?
Yeah, and it's on the floor.
Oh, on the floor.
Because it started to rain and it goes on the floor.
Did it?
Yeah. And she's getting fatter and fatter.
Fatter and fatter.
She doesn't want to be like this today. Do you want to be fat? No. That makes her fat.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's cold. Do you like cold or
Yeah,
hot?
cold.
I like hot.
That's lovely.
Enough. And she squashed a bed. She squashed a bread.
Can I read it
And
together?
She pulled off the chair. That's silly.
Oh,
I want
darling.
to read it. And she braked the car with her steering wheels.
Okay.
I want to read it first. And there's a school bus.
Well done. I
And
feel
she
sick.
getted fatter and fatter.
Oh, fatter and fatter.
And she goes fast asleep at bedtime.
Well
And that
done.
a reason she thought about something.
Oh, darling, well done. Yeah, this is the story of Mr. Greedy. Oh, and I think he squashes... Hang on a minute. Have we read this one?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it was on that big stories, isn't it?
Mr. Greedy, guess what? He likes to eat. And the more he eats, the bigger he gets. Which is a problem because, you know, when you wake up and you're that big, you can crack your bed, can't you? That's exactly what happened to him. Look. Crack.
Maybe he bounces on his bed.
Yeah, he broke his bed. He's so big. Mr. Greedy got up off the floor and went into the bathroom and ran a bath. But when he got into the bath, all the water came out because he's so big. Oh dear, he said.
Wants to have a bath. But he needs to have a shower.
Yes, he probably does. Yeah, that's a better way to get clean, isn't it? Quicker. Mr. Greedy looked at himself in the mirror. He had a wide mirror, but he was even wider. But he was even wider and could not see very much of himself. Oh dear.
Like your shirt.
Oh no, thanks. If he stepped back, he would have seen himself, wouldn't he? He went downstairs for breakfast. As he waited for the bread to toast, he let his hand rest on the loaf of bread and he squashed it flat because he's so big. Ooh. After a large breakfast of squash toast, he leant back in his chair. There was another loud crack and a bump.
That does look like a seat.
Yeah, but look, he's broken it.
No, that doesn't matter. It looks like a chair.
Yeah, that's true. I wish I wasn't so heavy, he thought to himself. Now, Mr. Greedy had been invited to Mr. Uppity*s house for some lunch. So Mr. Greedy squeezed through his front door and squeezed into his car. He started the engine. Then, with 4 loud bangs, all of the 4 tyres had burst. Bang, 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 bang.
Bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang.
Like fireworks.
Yes, it was, darling.
In months ago, we see fireworks.
We did, yeah. Do you know why his tyres went pop?
Are we going to see fireworks tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, darling, in November.
Oh. Are you going to see fireworks? Are you? Wow.
He had to get the bus, but when he climbed on the other end of the bus, it tipped up because he was so heavy.
Look, guys.
I think you need to lose some weight, said the bus driver.
That's like a horse.
Yes.
They eat grass.
What, the horses? They do eat grass, don't they? They're fast, aren't they? Have you seen a horse run and gallop?
Yeah, one bit William's foot.
Oh, that was a donkey, wasn't it? That was a donkey at the Donkey Sanctuary. You should have a look on the internet. The Donkey Sanctuary. It's a lovely place to go. There's all poorly donkeys, isn't there?
Yeah, can we go there again?
Yeah.
After bed?
No. And it bit his foot, didn't it? Because his foot, he was standing on the fence. And he came along, went and bit his foot, didn't he? As the bus drove off without him, Mr. Greedy looked at his huge tummy. Oh dear, he sighed. Not for the first time that day.
I'm still sleepy.
You're still sleepy, I know. Mr. Greedy had to walk all the way to Mr. Uppity*s house. He was very tired and very hot and very hungry when he got there. Mr. Uppity lived in the biggest house in Big Town. Mr. Uppity was rich.
What can I say?
Yeah. Mr. Uppity answered the door. What do you want? He demanded. Mr. Uppity could be very rude. You invited me for lunch, said Mr. Greedy. Oh, yes, said Mr. Uppity. You'll have to wait because I'm very busy. What are you doing? Asked Mr. Greedy. I'm packing, answered Mr. Uppity, and he went to his bedroom. Mr. Greedy followed.
Look.
Yeah, that's okay, that's normal. Mr. Uppity's bedroom was full of suitcases, and every suitcase was overflowing. Mr. Uppity went round the room trying to close them, but they were so full it was impossible. Well, don't just stand there. Give me a hand, ordered Mr. Uppity.
Can I say? Why? Look. And she thought it about something was hilarious.
Hilarious, yeah. Mr. Greedy tried pushing a suitcase shut, but it was no good. Then... No good. Then he had an idea.
No.
He was so heavy.
You'll bring the kids there, and I sit there, and the kids will see me there.
Yeah, but they can see you here, darling. Okay. Off you go then. Here she goes. There she goes. Now, is that better?
Yeah. Better.
He sat on the suitcases
I know,
because he was
kids.
so fat.
I know, kids. You'll go there.
Oh, brilliant, said Mr. Uppity.
Beep, 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 beep,
You can
beep,
shut
beep,
all
beep,
the
beep,
rest
beep,
for
beep.
me, he said. Are you going to hold them? Mr. Greedy beamed. For the first time in a very long time, Mr. Greedy had found something useful that he could do.
You see, Daddy?
And on his way home, Mr. Greedy had an idea. Hold it out like that. Yeah. An idea that meant he could be very useful every day.
Beep, 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 beep,
He
beep.
put an advert in the paper and it said, going on holiday? Need help with a suitcase? Give me a call.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Mr. Greedy had found himself a job.
A job.
He went home, ate a huge supper and celebrated by going to bed, and he went fast asleep. Do you know how he slept?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. How do you think he slept?
Good.
He slept good, didn't he? Heavily.
Very.
That's the story. Mr. Greedy is helpfully heavy. Hold down,
Bye,
Mr. Greedy.
kids. Bye.
Are we going now?
Yeah.
All right. Press the button at the top.
There.
Yeah, top one.